YouTube, what it do, loved ones? You know the motto. If you can, after the story, go over there, hit me with a like, which is the thumbs up, and that'll let me know I'm kicking my stuff. This right here, the young homeboy asked me, have I ever ran across a down crazy rip inside our hood, homie? That just seemed like he didn't want to give up. And I said, yeah, homie, I can recall early 90s eucalyptus, homie. Eucalyptus times, homie. And at these times, homies will migrate to the back of an apartment building and hang out like up under the parking stalls and shit, and be able to keep an eye on the driveway, or occasionally homies would take turns walking to the front of the building, looking to the left, to the right, seeing how I was looking, seeing was one time rolling or was it clear, and come back and report. And anyway, in these times too, we was hustling, homie. So it might have been hot with with opposition. So we had just shade ourselves from the streets, homie. So this particular day, homie, I remember, homie, we got a case of 40s. And back in the days, a case of 40s wasn't even that much, homie. So we'd get a case of 40s. And a couple homies was drinking Bumpy Face Johnson. That was like some gin. And they had a juice called Super Psycho with like some Hispanics on the front playing soccer, some fire ass juice. But anyway, homie, so we back there, homie. The day is breezing, it feel good. It's around like summertime, homie. And we just out lounging, dog. And I remember a couple homies had just came back from the swap meet and got dressed in the apartment building that we was in, and flexed onto the back and fired up a dice game. Homies blowing herb, and we just chilling, homie, minding our business inside the turf, homie. So within a couple hours, we might have built off, got something to eat, came back, finished posted up, hustling and lounging. A car pulls up, homie. And we ain't even really tripping who it is. We figure it ain't no major threat if it pulled through the driveway and parked itself in one of them parking stalls, homie. Now, remind you, in our hood, we got a lot of apartment buildings, homie. So when we get in some of these apartment buildings, or we kind of like might hang out in a parking stall of some of these buildings, we don't have no roster of who exactly live in these apartment buildings. We don't have no roster of who might come visit somebody, homie. All we know is this neighborhood Paru and this the turf, homie. So anyway, with this car pulling up, homie, nobody exit the car right away. So like I said, we not tripping because it pulled in the stall. It parked. It's no major threat, homie. If it was a threat, it would have been cracking. So homies is out there lounging, we blood and shooting and shit. Couple homies that made a sale or two. And like I said, homie, everybody probably kicking up about what we finna do later on into the night. So anyway, homie, to dig into the story, a dude get out that car that I'm talking about that was parked, homie. And as he exit the car, I noticed like some white K-Swiss, homie. Some khakis. And he had a shirt tucked in with like a jean jacket with like a small jerry curl, homie. So automatically, that's kind of like neutral bang attire back then. And dudes that wore a jerry curl, you wore braids, or you had a perm and a ponytail, you was possibly from somebody turf. You was banging, homie. So like I said, when dude get out the car, homie still really ain't saying nothing because we don't know if it's a homie or what. In the banging culture, we know where we at back in them days, homie. It was, you had to really know where you was at. So it wasn't no illusion. This was blood hood, homie. Our hood struck up and everything during them 90s, homie. So anyway, when dude fully get out the car, homie, and lock his car up, and homies, we all kind of like looking to see if he strike up the bill, what he do. He don't give up nothing, homie. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, everybody back there is pretty much down for the turf. It's about 7 or 8 of us back there. Everybody back there pretty much down for the turf. So I think one of the homeboys might have pressed him. Like, hey, homie, what's happening? Where you from, homie? And he say something, I guess, with a crip dialogue, homie. So everybody see the gesture on the homie face, you know, with no disrespect to the rips that tune in on 89 on up. Homies yelling like, blood, what that fool say, homie, what he saying? So I guess, you know, the homie talking, and the next thing you know, doing the talking, nigga, the homie fire, homie. Once the homie fired, it's like the rip fool just got off on instinct. Fired back on the homie. Now the homie that took off is a reputable homie. He gets off back. Him and the rip fool locking, homie. The homie got his hair in a ponytail, but due to them slanging it and firing, the homie hair then came down. He got a bang and shit. His ponytail then got loose. He got a bang all in his face like the 5 heartbeats, homie. So the homies, we all, you know, we started running in towards on the squabble, homie. Like I said, it's about 7, 8 homies. Homie, the rip fool locking with one of the main homies locking. So a couple more homies get up in there, firing and shit. Rip fool firing back on the homie. Now he slanging them with 3 homies, homie. This no lie, homie. Rip fool got the crew. He slanging them with 3 homies, homie. He back to back with the homies and shit. So now we like, nigga, this nigga doing too much, homie. So 2 more homies get in there. That's 5 homies on one rip fool. Now this fool ducking, bobbing, and weaving. Homie, he slanging them, homie. And homies is on this fool trying to get him. Homies is missing. We falling over and this fool had chunkums, homie. So it's like 2 more homies left, me and another homie. So the homie got the thing. So we like, you know, the homie like, shit, I'm like, nah, hold up. Because the homies is all tussling over this food and everything. So I'm like, homie, don't blast because you might hit a homie. Homie, just hold up. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna get up in that motherfucker. So it's like 5. So I jump up in there. Whoop, whoop. I'm trying to slang him with this nigga. He just fired, knocked me down, homie. I hit the ground. I jump back up. So the homie's like, watch out. So the homie that's really, so our main squabbler, he like, blood, watch out. Blood, I need a head up. But we like, nigga, this the turf and ain't no head up. But the homie, this one of our main big homies at this time, so he want to show us he can get down, but we like, nigga, it's cracking out here. So the homie back locking up with the ponytail, they locking up, his hair everywhere, the rip fool slanging him. So we like, fuck it, homies fall back up in there on the rip fool. Now he chunking him with like 7 motherfuckers, homie. Bam, 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 bam. He all up against the car trying to slang him. Niggas is firing, homie. We trying to serve this nigga, homie. So the homies wind up bagging up. We like, blood, get on. The main homie like, nigga, get on, because it's getting major intense. Main homie like, blood, get on. Rip fool like, nah, nigga, fuck that, nigga. Come on, low. He charged back in on the homies, homie, on about 5 niggas, homie. So we back mixing on that nigga out there. Boom, 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 boom. He slanging them. Boom, 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 boom. Man, the homies wind up having to come out with cannons and draw down on the nigga, and then he hollering, my nigga, you niggas gonna kill me, homie, y'all gonna kill me. Homie, we wind up having to draw down on that nigga, deliberately cock hammers back, and kind of escort that nigga back to the car, get that nigga up out our hood, homie, because niggas was fucking around and would have had to do something to that dude, homie. But 89 on up, G stuff, not Ye stuff, and that was a hell of a memorable time of a crazy G rip fool entering the turf, and the homies had to pack up and chunk him on this nigga and draw down and get him up out the turf without pilling that dude, homie. Solid rip. Shout out to the solid rip that was inside Blood Hood in the early 90s and chunked him with like 6, 7, 8 homies, homie. Shout out to you, homie. No love lost. G shit, not Ye shit. And that's just how it was at that time. I'm out.